My name is Alice Adebi, a student of Grand Canyon University, Phoenix, Arizona. I am a teacher's student with the Hart Home Elementary School in Hampton, Georgia. I am in the resources class where I'm teaching the special needs students. Today we are going to talk about telling time. But before we say anything about the clock, our goal and target is I can tell the time while looking at the clock. I can tell the time, the hour, between hours. I can tell time to half an hour. I can tell the time when it's 15 minutes past the hour. Students, today I would like you everybody to mute the microphone, and I want you to pay very close attention to what I am saying, looking at the clock. Who can tell me what the time is now? Anybody have an idea what the time is now? Let's look at that big clock and see what it's telling us. Yes, Steven? You said 3 o'clock? How do you know it's 3 o'clock? Yes, it's 3 o'clock for real. Because the long hand is at 12 and the short hand is at 3. Thank you for saying that. Okay, today we are going to see the works of the long hand and the short hand. The long hand tells the minutes of the clock, and the short hand tells the hour. Looking at the whole clock from 12, starting from 12, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When the long hand goes round and comes back to 12, it means it's 60 minutes. And that 60 minutes makes 1 hour. But when the long hand is at 5, that is at 1, it means 5 minutes pass. If the short hand is at 3 and the long hand is at 3, it means 15 minutes past 3. The short hand tells us the hour and the long hand tells us the minute. Therefore, when the short hand is at 6 and the long hand is at 12 in the morning, it means 6 a.m. But if the long hand comes to 3 and the short hand is still at 6, it means 15 minutes past 6. We're going to watch a short video to see how this actually explains what the time is. Let's watch.
Look at the clock now. Here again, the minute hand is on 9, but the hour hand is between 11 and 12. So, the time is a quarter to 12. Let us now revise what we have learned. Look at the clock and write the time. The time on the first clock is...
Now, let's look at the clock, all these clocks. The first clock there, the long hand is at 9 and the short hand is at 8. It means it's 7:45. And then we come down to the one below that one. We see the long hand is at 9 and the short hand is pointing to 3. Class, what did I say the long hand tells us? Yes, John. The minutes. You are right. So when it tells us the minutes, and now the long hand is at 9, what will be the time? Yes, Sarah. 15 minutes to 3. You are right. So we can see the difference, that the long hand tells us the minutes and the short hand tells us the time. Okay, let's go ahead and see what this says.
Is 7:45. The time on the second clock is 2:45. The time on the third clock is 11:15. The time on the fourth clock is 1:45.
Okay, now we have talked about just the time of the long hand, just using 15 minutes. Like 1:45 is 15 minutes to. When the long hand is at 3 and the short hand is at 8, it means 8:15. That 8:15 is 15 minutes. 15 minutes past 8. It means out of 60 minutes, the clock has gone 15 minutes past the hour time. It means it's telling us that 15 minutes past 8. So who can tell me now if the time is at, if the long hand is at 12 and the short hand is at 8? Who can tell me what the time is? The long hand, remember, gives us the minutes and the short hand gives us the hour. Who can tell me what the time is? 8 o'clock. You are right, Ben. Yeah, the time is 8 o'clock. Okay, we are going to stop here today because I want us to do an activity about the 15 minutes to the hour and 15 minutes after the hour. Then tomorrow we can continue to look at half an hour, which means 15 minutes past. So let's take our notebooks and answer these questions. You can mute your microphone. You can unmute your microphone now. If you have any question to ask me, go ahead. Yes, Peter. Yes, I said when the long hand is at 2, it means from the long hand is at 2 and the short hand is at 8 now, it means 10 minutes past 8. So from 12 to 1 is 5 minutes, and from 1 to 2 is 10 minutes. It goes round like that. That's why I say from 1 to 12 is 60 minutes. And 60 minutes gives us 1 hour. Do you understand that? Okay, thank you. And this brings us to the end of the lesson for today, as we go ahead to do a short activity about telling the time between 15 minutes, half an hour, and an hour. Thank you, class.